guys. Alright guys, so today we're going to learn about benzene. Okay, benzene and its derivatives. So for the first part of the video, we're going to learn about what is aromaticity, the calculus structure, resonance structure, how do they look like, and then we're going to learn about nomenclature, that is drawing and naming your benzene ring. So your benzene ring, it can act as the parent chain, or when your benzene is a substituent, so the naming and drawing will be different lah. Okay, so bila awak punya benzene tu adalah substituent, it will be called phenyl group or benzyl group. So we will see later how does that look like. So first we're going to talk about aromaticity. So what is aromatic and what is aromaticity? So aromatic compound atau arenes, they contain at least one benzene ring. So maksudnya aromatic compounds tu banyaklah lagi, bukan benzene saja. Okay, aromatic, kalau awak fikirkan, aromatic is when something smells nice. Okay, so first we're going to look at our benzene ring. Alright, so your benzene ring, in the expanded structure, it looks like this. Okay, so you can see that your carbon here, they are all sp2 hybridized carbons. Alright, so that means that they have one double bond at least. So the structure is the typical structure of your benzene ring lah. Okay, and it has 3 double bonds. Okay, so kalau ni, benda ni, ini bukan benzene ring tau, ini adalah cyclohexane. So kalau dalam awak punya assignment tu cakap ni benzene ring, salah. Okay, so these two are the Kukulé structures. Alright, perbezaan dia adalah where your double bonds sit between the which carbons. Okay, so in this structure here, you can see that your double bonds, okay, are at these positions between those carbons. So these bonding pair electrons, this pair of electrons, they can delocalize. Okay, maksudnya dia bergerak around your benzene ring. Okay, and then form this one. Lepas tu dia boleh form this one balik. Lepas tu dia boleh form this one. Okay, so tak kisahlah, dua-dua kalau awak tulis pun betul je awak punya benzene ring tu, double bond macam mana pun. Alright, so these two Kukulé structures is actually equivalent to the resonance structure of your benzene ring. So ini nak menunjukkan yang your electrons, your 6 pi electrons, they are delocalized around the ring. Okay, so because of this 6 pi electron delocalization around your ring, okay, dia boleh bergerak-gerak tu, this actually gives extra stability to your benzene ring. So benzene ring, dia punya stability adalah higher than typical alkenes je. Okay, sebab dia adalah satu ring yang sangat macam padu lah gitu. Okay, so maksudnya susah lah untuk awak nak pecahkan ring ni. Yeah, alright, so how do we know if our compound is an aromatic compound? Okay, dia tak semestinya kena ada satu biji benzene ring ni. Okay, these other two compounds are also aromatic compounds. Alright, okay, how do we know an aromatic compound? It has 4 criteria. They must be cyclic, maksudnya dia bersambung-sambung. They must be planar because awak punya electron tu akan berubah tempat dari one p orbital to another. Okay, so kalau dia bukan planar, maksudnya dia boleh rotate, awak punya electron tak boleh masuk dalam p orbital sebelah. And it has completely conjugated double bonds, maksudnya dia ada double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. So because of this, bila dia ada satu space tu, dia boleh have delocalization of your pi electrons. Okay, maksudnya pi electron boleh travel around the ring. Okay, and it must also obey Huckel's rule. So Huckel's rule tu apa? Huckel's rule is the number of pi electrons you have within your ring. Okay, dia kena ada a specific number of pi electrons. So contoh, kalau let's say awak guna formula ni 4, 0, plus 2, and awak dapat 2 pi electrons. Okay, kalau dia ada 2 pi electrons, maksudnya dia ada 2 double bond. atau satu double bond dengan a pair of lone pair electrons, dan itu kira dia obey Huckel rule. So contoh kalau awak ada, awak kira macam ni, 4 plus 2 dapat 6 pi electrons. So maksudnya dia obey Huckel rule. So maksudnya kalau ada 4 pi elektron, obey tak Huckel rule? Tak, okay. So maksudnya awak ada 2, 6, 10 and so on. Alright, so boleh, kalau dia obey Huckel rule guna formula ni, dan baru kira aromatic compound. Alright, so here we have, apa ni nama dia, cyclopentadiene anion. So this is an aromatic compound because it is cyclic, it is planar, and it has completely conjugated double bonds, and it obeys Huckel's rule. So dia ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so awak kira tu ada 6 pi electrons. Alright, so dia completely conjugated, so electron tu boleh delocalize lah around the ring. Okay, dia planar sebab awak tak boleh nak twist dia, and dia cyclic obviously. So here we have a furan. Okay, so furan is also an aromatic compound because it is cyclic, planar, completely conjugated. Okay, and it obeys Huckel's rule because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons. Yang kat luar ni tak payah kira lah. Okay, okay, so tengoklah dalam nota yang full tu, awak boleh try test, tengok awak boleh tahu tak compound tu aromatic ke tak. Okay, alright, now we're going to go into naming your benzene ring when your benzene is a parent chain. So when your benzene is a parent chain, it can exist as just benzene. Tak lah, itu benzene je lah. So kalau dia ada one substituent attached to it, it is monosubstituted benzene. So kalau macam ni, obviously awak punya carbon number 1 will be the one that has a substituent attached to it. So nama dia adalah methyl benzene, or its common name called toluene. So common name ni awak kena tengok kat dalam full notes because it's very important. Dia ada banyak lagi common names that you have to know. Alright, so kalau awak bagi nama methyl benzene betul, kalau dia minta common name betul. Okay, toluene betul. Alright, for di-substituted benzenes, let's say awak ada 2 different functional groups attached to your benzene. Okay, so awak nak letak siapa nombor 1? So this will be dependent on the priority of your functional group. Okay, nitrobenzoic acid, nitrobenzoic acid. Okay, so awak punya, so ikut awak punya functional group punya priority tu, benzoic acid will be the parent chain. So like this. Okay, so this is your parent chain. That means that benzoic acid is when your carbon number 1 is attached to your COH lah. So nitro group ni akan jadi awak punya substituent. Alright, so nama dia akan jadi 2-nitrobenzoic acid. Okay, or ini adalah bila awak tulis nama dia ikut number. You can also give another name using abbreviation O. So O tu ortho. Ortho is when your substituent is on carbon number 1 and 2. Okay, so kalau macam ni, awak punya benzoic acid is at carbon number 1. Okay, and your nitro group is on carbon number 2. Right, so nama dia ortho-nitrobenzoic acid. Dia ada meta juga abbreviation. Ini adalah bila awak punya substituent is on carbon number 1 and 3. Betul lah. Okay, 1 and 3. Right, down here we have, okay, 2 substituents tapi same functional group. Halogen dua-dua. Betul tak? Okay, so kita nak pilih siapa? Kita pilih ikut naming lah. Kita letak bromo as dekat carbon number 1. Okay, because kita nak naming dia start dengan alphabet yang kecil dengan nombor yang kecil. So your name will be 1-bromo, 4-chlorobenzene. Okay, and you can use the abbreviation para Okay, so ada 3 abbreviation. Ortho, meta, para. So kalau awak guna para, maksudnya awak punya substituent is on carbon number 1 dengan carbon number 4. Okay, 1, 4. So itu baru para. Alright. Okay, bila ada tri-substitute benzene, okay, contohnya macam ni, you will not use ortho, meta, para. Okay, please don't. You will use number macam biasa. So ini 1, 2, 4 trichlorobenzene. Okay, so numbering dia is ikut numbering yang smallest smallest combination of local numbers lah. 1, 2, 4. Bukannya ke sini. Okay, ikut ke sini. Tetra substituted maksudnya ada 4 function groups, 4 substituents. Okay, so in this case, awak punya benzoic acid will be your parent chain. Alright, parent chain. So the others will be your substituents. Okay, so numbering tu awak ikut lah. Nombor paling kecil, okay, ikut sini. Dengan naming ikut alphabetical order. Macam biasa, okay. Alright, that is naming when your benzene is your parent chain. So when your benzene is a substituent, it can be called a phenol. Alright, so this is when your benzene is attached to a carbon chain containing a functional group, like here. Okay, awak ada alkene functional group dekat awak punya carbon chain ni. So automatically awak punya benzene ring ni dia jadi phenol, dia jadi substituent. Alright, so nama dia 1 phenol 2 butene. Okay. Okay, here this one pun sama case. Ini awak punya functional group is alcohol, so ikut ni carbon number 1, carbon number 2, so it is 2 phenol ethanol. Okay. Okay, here second situation is when your benzene is attached to a chain containing 6 or more carbon atoms. So awak punya benzene ring ada 6 carbon, but here you have an alkyl group kan. Okay, dia tak ada functional group pun, tapi awak punya carbon lebih daripada 6. You have 7 carbons. Okay, so maksudnya dia more number of carbons, so automatically dia jadi awak punya parent chain. So awak punya benzene ni jadi phenol lah, dia jadi substituent. Okay, to phenol heptane. You can write phenol, okay, your phenol here as C6H5 or pH. Alright. Okay, another situation is bila awak punya benzene ring tu dia ada 1 carbon attached to it before dia sambung dengan parent chain. Okay, so itu awak panggil benzyl group. Okay, so this is your phenol group, terus sambung kat parent chain. This is your benzyl group, ada satu alkyl group here. Okay, sebelum sambung kat parent chain. So ini panggil benzyl. Alright, so when your carbon here, this methyl group is attached to Br, dia jadi benzyl bromide. Bila dia attached to OH, dia jadi benzyl alcohol. So take note of that, alright? Alright, so itu adalah first part.